13th Istanbul Fashion Conference continues. This is a virtual one, but it is full of life. We are trying to address fashion, textile in many aspects as possible. Commercial aspects, sustainability, design, fashion, the industry. We try to cover everything from A to Z, and now we'll continue with the next session, of which the speaker will be Leonard Marano from Gerber Technology, and we'll be back in a minute with Leonard Marano.
Great. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lenny Moreno, and I'm the Chief Commercial Officer at Gerber Technology. It's an honor to have been invited to speak on behalf of Gerber and our longtime partner for over 30 years in Turkey, Glengo. You can see from the video playing behind me shortly that while you may know Gerber as the company that invented automated cutting, we are so much more than that. We are an integrated solutions provider of world-leading software products and equipment. We participate in the most critical areas of our customers' value streams, from planning with our PLM software to design with AccuMark 2D and 3D CAD, productivity software with AccuPlan and AccuNest, and production, of course, with our spreading, cutting, and plotting equipment. When you look at the market now, having an integrated solution is key to maintaining efficiency in such a dynamic global environment. I'm going to talk to you about how COVID-19's impact on the fashion industry, about how our customers have pivoted to producing PPE to keep their businesses going and keep the world and healthcare workers safe. I'll also talk about some of the productivity tools available, both in the design room and on-demand and mass production workflows. One of the things to know, as you can see on the screen with our print-to-cut workflow and our innovation center, is that even through the COVID-19 crisis, Gerber Technology has continued to invest. We know that as the world emerges from the COVID-19 crisis, value streams are going to be very different. We know that people in fashion are reevaluating their supply chains. I'll talk to you a little bit about some of those trends as I go through the presentation. But when we come out of this, we wanted to make sure that the industry has the tools that they need to be more effective, more efficient, and more sustainable. At Gerber, we've been dealing with the impact of COVID-19 since January. We have a global presence, and we saw it emerge along with its impact on our customers and our operations in Asia earlier this year. Since we saw it emerge early as a company, we were able to quickly adjust in a number of ways as it expanded globally. The first is, from a business standpoint, we executed a continuity plan that allowed us to operate with a vast majority of employees working remotely. We limited on-site personnel to essential manufacturing, shipping, and engineering teams that were needed to support our customer base. Secondly, we learned from our experience in Asia that our customers would be converting over to producing personal protective equipment. At Gerber, we already had hundreds of customers who produced PPE as their main business. So what started out as an initiative to provide customers simple patterns for producing masks and gowns grew into a task force of our top experts from around the world, helping our customers convert their apparel, furniture, and transportation business over to PPE. Through our task force, we evolved from just providing patterns to full tech packs, as well as spreading and cutting parameters and consulting, where our experts helped factories around the world reinvent their entire workflow from CAD to the cut room, where we leveraged our network across the world to set our customers up with material providers like DuPont and Dow and Burlington Medical, and thread companies such as Coates and A&E to ensure they had the right technical textiles to support PPE production. Not only do we provide access to our expertise and network, but we even helped expedite equipment to customers around the world looking to quickly increase capacity, in some cases even air shipping these giant cutting machines, which weigh several tons throughout the world. To date, we've engaged over 1,600 companies globally in their efforts to produce and learn more about PPE. Now let's talk about the market impact. On the video you see on the screen, you're being walked through the digital product development process that connects planning to 2D and 3D and to our production tools. The integration you see here is critical to gaining efficiencies necessary for fashion brands and manufacturers to adjust to a new normal. There are 4 key trends we see within our fashion customer base. The first is the shift to e-commerce. Prior to COVID-19, customers have been migrating to e-commerce to have a more convenient shop-at-home experience, and COVID is just accelerating the shift. Now that consumers have been further forced to avoid retail due to social distancing, the shift will be more dramatic. Retailers have already begun to adjust their strategies by focusing things like buy online and pick up in store, but we expect the retail to consumer relationship to continue to digitally develop. The second is the reconfiguration of supply chain. Brands are moving out of China due to trade uncertainty and rising labor costs. Companies are reshoring or nearshoring, and this trend can be seen to the great benefit of Turkey when it comes to supporting the global economy, but are particularly in its supply to nearby European countries. As part of this reconfiguration, some companies are doing smaller runs or exploring on-demand models, which I'll talk about later. The third is a drive towards supply chain visibility. Leveraging IoT or Industry 4.0 or the Internet of Things or whatever you'd like to call it to know the status of production, but to also digitalize all aspects of your value stream and ensures derives from sustainable ethical resources. And the fourth trend that we see is bankruptcy, reconstructuring, and industry consolidation. What at one time were some of the world's strongest brands, Brooks Brothers, JCPenney, and retailers in the world are either filing bankruptcy or consolidating with other companies. That's not always a bad thing. Through these restructuring processes, companies are reevaluating their productivity tools and often look at things differently, not through the lens of 50 years of inefficient production. Some are actually investing in new software and equipment to make their processes faster and even more accurate. To navigate these trends, having an integrated, efficient digital product development process is critical, not only to achieving efficiencies on the design side, but also sending that information to production, which you can see on the screen here. This is our innovation center where we have a full on-demand microfactory. So going into the on-demand production and the microfactory, when we look at production models in fashion, we see 2 dynamic work streams. The first is on-demand production. On-demand has been around in some capacity for decades, probably most known in made-to-measure suits and formal wear. As e-com connections to customers and digitization continues to evolve across the world and quickly advance, it has really merged with the world of digital printing. There's now a workflow where a factory has a consumer-driven minimum order quantity of 1 producing a customized garment, where inventory can be narrowed to 1 white printable textile. The video behind me shows our fully functioning integrated microfactory at our Innovation Center in New York City. And at our Innovation Center, you start by entering your personalized body type and dimensions into a website produced in conjunction with our partner, 3D Look. You select the type of garment design and style you're looking for. And once the order is placed, it goes through AccuMark pattern making and over to our Kornit Presto direct-to-fabric printer. As the product comes off the printer, where it goes through our print sync proof of concept, it connects the printer to the cutter without having to transfer a roll. Moving over to the mass production side, this is what I believe is the most prevalent fashion production market in Turkey. It's important to note that both on-demand and mass production's workflows all begin with digital product development. Having all 3 pieces is one of the things that makes Gerber different and is able to help us integrate digital product development with a production piece that allows our customers to be most efficient and produce the highest quality parts. The video that you should see behind me is the story of Miguel Sosa, a fashion brand and manufacturer that has been partnered with Gerber for over 20 years. Miguel Sosa recently reinvented their entire workflow by integrating the CAD room and the cut room, passing production data wirelessly to the spreader and cutter. By using this process, they were able to improve their throughput by 30%, improve labor efficiency by 50%, and reduce overtime by 90%. Here's how it works. You have a pattern design software sending patterns to planning software. A planning software that can automatically generate your spread and cut across multiple fabrics, styles, and colors. Think about the savings you could realize when every nest is guaranteed to produce the most yield from your material. Most importantly, think about the time savings. The time savings in your design room by taking orders right from your ERP system and turning them into spread and cut plans. So we've talked about market agility, converting to PPE, COVID's impact on the fashion space, and now digital product and how digital product development enables both on-demand and mass production. Hopefully you've seen the benefit of having an integrated solution throughout your entire value stream and have gotten to learn a little bit more about Gerber. I appreciate the opportunity to have shared this with you today, and now we'll open it up for questions.
Thank you so much. So you gave us insight on mass and on-demand production. We followed Leonard Marano from Gerber Technology. When we talk about, for example, the sustainability, this is what we